Hey boys. So not a lot of visible progress made with the airplane today. I mostly worked on the engine compartment. Got this all kind of squared away. Had to reposition the ignition. Before I had the ignition strapped to these standoffs, the ignition stood above the standoffs. But with the new cowl attachment, made it impossible to slide the cowl over. So what I did was I flipped over, made a new mount. I added a couple of pieces of 1/2-inch hardwood to raise this piece of light ply up and mounted the ignition module underneath there, between just clearing the carburetor, just clears the throttle arm, and it clears the cowl. And that's pretty much it. It took a little thinking and figuring out. Worked on that today. What else? That's about it, really. Didn't spend a ton of time on the plane. Just finished up doing a little more. Added a little more epoxy and microlite to that fillet area. Did this little fillet area so it has a little radius where it joins. This one I just used my finger, and the other trick I didn't mention when I showed you the plastic is you get your finger wet with a little alcohol, denatured alcohol, and then you could spread it around and it doesn't stick to your finger so bad. So that's what I did on these. I had it taped off so it didn't go everywhere, and then once I got it close, I pulled the tape off. I guess I should show these things, but I don't know how much concentration time you guys got. So here's the other last thing I did. This is some 1.5 ounce cloth, or 1.5 ounce cloth, and epoxy. I don't know if you guys remember that flight skin material. Basically, I'm making some flight skin. I wax this piece of glass, lay out the cloth, and I squeegee out the epoxy, just like if you were, going over balsa or something. And then I just pressed these in to the wet epoxy. Have a little bit of little paint cans here holding it. I've done this technique a couple times, and basically you get a thin skin instead of doing like some balsa sheeting or whatnot. So I'm going to let that sit up overnight, and we'll come back in the morning and we'll see how that comes off. I use a little Pardol wax on the glass, so that should just peel right off pretty easy. But tomorrow we'll open it up and see how easy it comes off, and trim it and see how strong it is. I'm almost thinking this might not be thick enough cloth, but we'll see. All right, take care, boys.